Hi again then guys, and welcome to another speed build on, of course, Forza Horizon 4, this time for one of the quickest cars in the game, the Koenigsegg Agera RS, and of course the fastest car in the world in real life, for the moment at least. And as far as performance goes, you can tune this one for a couple of different classes, of course. You could put it up to Group X, or you could keep it in S2. Now this tune in particular is designed to be as useful as possible, so I didn't want to bump it up into Group X because the amount of racing that you can actually do with it, both in career and online, is severely limited. So we've left it in Group S2 so that you can get the most use out of it. Now, as far as the upgrade parts go, of course, if you want to see just how fast it can go in general, then fit everything, obviously, and I might do another tune for that one as well at a future time. But as far as this tune goes, I would recommend widening the track on the wheels. I think I may have widened the tyres as well, I can't recall, but basically do everything that you can, including the diff, the clutch, the transmission, that doesn't bump it up into Group X, pretty much. Now, as far as the tuning, which is of course the more important thing for a build like this, as you can see from the benchmark, you're running great numbers. It's already extremely quick, but we've bumped the top speed over 280. It can actually hit 281, as you'll see in a second. 0 to 60, 4.6, in fact breaking into around the 4.5 region, 2.8 technically to 100. And again, you've got to bear in mind, this doesn't have racing tyres or drag tyres, this is stock, so it's incredibly quick. And if you do decide to bump it up into Class X just to see what it can do, well then obviously it's going to be even quicker. It's going to be absolutely insane. But as I said, I might do even a tune for that one tomorrow. Now, as far as the gearbox, which is of course the most important thing, I'd recommend a final drive of 3.45, then for the individual gears 3.1, 2.1, 1.52, 1.18, 0.96, 0.79 and 0.64. Then as far as the alignment, we've gone right down to neutral camber, which is perhaps worrying for a car that's this powerful with rear-wheel drive only, because again, all-wheel drive does bump it up into X. But trust me, the handling is even better than it was stock anyway. Neutral toe as well. I've gone for 4 degrees of caster to loosen up the handling a little bit, which sounds counterintuitive, but trust me, it works. As far as anti-roll, we've got them on 25 and 20. Springs on, that should be 95, 133. I've left the ride height as high as possible, because again, you might take it off-road, you might go over a bump. You don't necessarily need to lower it. As far as the dampers, we've got those on 9, 12, 4 and 5. Aero is already as low as possible, you want to keep it that way. And as far as the diff, this is hugely important for this car. I would strongly recommend taking both the acceleration and deceleration down to 0. Now, if you have all-wheel drive, you don't need to do that. But with the rear-wheel drive, it's a huge difference to the handling. And I have to say, it makes the handling a lot better. It brings it under much more control, especially at lower speeds, makes it flow through the corners much better, and makes it more controlled. So that's it for the setup, and incidentally, you can find this on my storefront. If you search up the tags down below in the description, HSG for instance, then you'll be able to find it. But of course, you want to see what it can do in action. Now, of course, with the traffic constantly getting in your way, chances are you might have to rewind occasionally with a car that's this quick, but if you do get a road that's open enough, such as here where we test our cars, you can quite easily get it up over 450 kilometers per hour, over 280 miles per hour, as I said at the start of the vid. Acceleration is fantastic, the handling is really good. At high speed it's very controlled, and even at low speeds I would say it's definitely better than it was. Even off-road with stock tyres, rear-wheel drive, it's actually workable. So if you do decide to use this tune or download it from my storefront, either way, I hope you have a ton of fun with it. You can also click here on screen to see all of my Forza Horizon 4 content, including barn finds and tunes. And for now, as always, thanks for watching.